Hey, my name is Max, and I'm the developer for Salt the Earth, and this is the interface guide for the beta testers. So go ahead and log in with your account credentials, and let's go over what you see here. So in the top left is your player portrait, the username, the number of games played, your rating in the 1v1 unranked queue, and your Solarium. Solarium is the currency that you earn by playing games, and you use it to unlock things. So with a brand new account, you won't have anything unlocked. So on the left side, this is the news section. It's empty right now. Then it's your current build here in the middle, and then you've got options to enter matchmaking. So 1v1 or 2v2, unranked or ranked. At the top here, you'll find the race selector. This lets you select which race is active. So at the start, you don't have anything unlocked, but you do have money to unlock stuff. So let's try unlocking the undead. So you see it costs 1,500 Solarium. I've got 2,500, and there we go. So you start off with some free basic units, and some of those also have basic abilities. You see I get Resurrect for free here. So I can go through and I can unlock additional abilities and additional units. If you want to unlock an ability, the unit is required. And with the starting gold that you have, you can do a lot with, your starting race. You can unlock quite a bit. But you see, I don't actually have enough money to unlock a second race. I'll have to play some games and grind a little bit to get that going. Now, let's go ahead and purchase a few more units. I'll grab the Lich King, the Crypt Guard, grab Death Martyr. Let's see what else we want to get. Lich Aura is pretty good. Maybe something for the Ghoul, Corrupted Essence. Now, that's this menu up here, the Unlock UI. If I go over to the Build UI, this is where we create a build. A build is a set of units that make up an army composition. So we'll do a new build. We'll call this Beta Undead 1, and hit create. Now you see it shows me I have 4,500 available gold. So I can click on the units here, left click, and I can add them. Now you see the Necromancer, I have 4 of them and it turned red. That means I've hit a unit cap. I can't purchase any more of these units. That's to prevent, ridiculous cheese builds. I mean, Necromancers allow you to resurrect, so if you could have 20 of them, you could conceivably make a pretty ridiculous army. The Lich King is a unique unit, so only one of those. And then I'll grab some more units here and here, and I'm just left clicking on these units, and I'm just getting a bit of a mix of this and that. So for the Necromancer, if you right click on these, you see that it changes the selected abilities here. So left clicking adds and removes units, and right clicking selects the unit type. So for the Ghoul, I have Corrupted Essence that costs 25 gold per Ghoul. So I have 5 gold, so if I click this, it costs 125 gold total. You see my available gold goes down, but I've added the Corrupted Essence ability to the build. The Ghoul only has room for 1 ability. It's a minor unit, so that's that for him. Now the Necromancer, I didn't purchase any other abilities for him, so I'll leave that. For the Lich King, I want to bring Lich Aura. And then for the Warrior, I want to bring the Lesser Bone Shield. And for the Crypt Guard, we'll bring Death Martyr. So I'm turning on all the abilities that I have unlocked. And I still have some gold left over, so I think I might be a little bit low on infantry, so I'll grab maybe a few more. You see I've got, it's good to keep an eye on your available gold here. You see, as I was working my way down here, I got to 225. Well, that's exactly enough for a Crypt Guard. That leaves me with 0 available gold and 28 units in this army. So hitting save here saves the builds to the server, so when you log back in, your build is there. It'll always be unchanged. You can reset the build and that'll clear everything out back to its default state. You can also delete that build and it'll remove it from the server. So this skull button in the middle, this is actually your matchmaking button. So to get into the matchmaking, we go there, and you can see there's our build. So this is our currently selected build. If we create multiple builds, like let's say we do Undead Build 2, we'll create that, and let's just fill this one with Crypt Guards, just real quick. And you can see I can switch between which build I have active here, and I can queue up as either of these. So you select the 1v1 and unranked. For the beta testing, that's the only queue that'll be active. 2v2 requires further work on my end, and the ranked testing we'll get to later. Everything is technically ranked. Even when you're playing an unranked game, in most games you have a hidden rating. So I think in Salt the Earth we're just going to be a little bit more transparent about it, and we're going to have the unranked be more of a casual format where you can kind of like play around and there's no rewards or anything, there's no titles, there's no achievements, there's nothing like that. And then ranked will be more competitive, and we might tie that into other systems. So from here you can select your build and just hit play, and that puts you in the matchmaking. You can see that we're queued as for 1v1 unranked as undead, and I can also drop that queue just as easily. If you kind of want to just look around the game and see what the units look like, you can go to this menu here, the unit preview. It'll give you some information about the units, and it'll give you a nice 3D preview, and you can spin the unit. And I know the graphics aren't the greatest, but at least you can get an idea of what your units look like. So you can, and you can do it for all the units, even the ones that you don't have unlocked. So you can really look around and see what there is. As far as like different enemies or units. So let's move on to the in-game interface. Okay, so let's get to the in-game interface, and so to do that we'll enter matchmaking, just hit play here. I've got another game open over here on the side. I'll queue up with that one as well. Now, in Salt the Earth you'll never see a same race matchup. So you see I hit accept here, and I'm waiting for the partner, and when I click over here it accepts for him as well. In Salt the Earth you'll never get a same race matchup. You'll always play against another race, and I think same race matchups are always very boring, so the system will not queue you against a player of the same race. Now, this is going to be a separate tutorial from the in-game controls. We're only going to cover the interface here. So at the top you've got the timer, and if I were to forfeit this round, you'll see that it terminates the match, and I get a red dot up here. My partner who won the match is going to have a blue dot up here, so you can keep track of the score that way. Down here we've got the ultimate bar. Now as you do damage, or as you do healing, or for the undead if you resurrect your units, all of that contributes to your ultimate bar. When you reach 100% on your ultimate bar, you'll be able to cast an ultimate ability. You could have multiple units that have an ultimate ability, but when you cast it, it'll deplete that bar fully. So that's kind of a way of gauging that. Now, if I select a unit, it shows that selected unit type here, and I've also got the ability for that unit as well. So you can see Death Martyr. Death Martyr has no keybind, it's passive, it's a triggered ability, and I can click on different units and it changes the unit down here, as well as changing the abilities here. Now if I select multiple units, you see I get a unit card for each one. I also get current active buffs and debuffs for those units on top of the unit card. So that's pretty much the in-game interface. There's one more thing I want to point out. If you hit I, it goes to cinematic mode and it hides a lot of the UI elements if you want to take a nice screenshot that way. And hitting P pulls up what we call the damage meter. So this will keep track of how much damage you do, healing, casts, and it'll track it per round or for all rounds. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. So we'll go ahead and pull this army over here, and I will move the enemy over here, and we'll just get a few numbers going. Now you can see here the ultimate meter is filling up already. Everybody's ticks up at the same rate, but then if you do more damage or more healing, you'll be acquiring that ultimate faster. So if I engage in combat here, let me send the enemy in as well, and I hit P, you can see that the damage is updating in real time, and these are based on, you know, the melee attacks and the ranged attacks of these units. Now, once something dies, like the ghoul or something, you'll start seeing abilities in here as well. Healing is showing, the Lich Aura. You can see casts of Resurrect and things. It looks like I'm getting some kind of error down here, but this is the beta, so here you go, Corrupted Essence, that's the AoE from the ghoul. And you can see the numbers update in real time. So this is a really good tool for the beta test to keep track of you know, what's going on and making sure that the abilities are actually working correctly. So this data is saved, you know, live and at the end of the round, and this pops up automatically at the end. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So if I hit surrender, and I'm just hitting escape, by the way, to bring up that menu. So I lost this one, and it shows you the damage meter so you can review all of your numbers, and it's there overall, first round, second round, third round, and all that stuff. The match ends automatically in 2 minutes, so you've got some time to look through these numbers, but we'll hit exit early, and you can see match completed. I earned 5 Solarium, and my rating changed because I lost. So that's basically the whole flow, and this number I think will probably adjust that. It's a bit slow, but that's basically the interface tutorial. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out on the Discord, especially during beta testing. I will always be active there. And that's it. That concludes our interface tutorial. I hope you enjoy the beta testing. Take care.